Yes, chipping in still with the music of the season, and I guess this is our final day to truly embrace, well, not the sentiment of the season, but I guess the music of the season from next week back to the regular business. But I've always said if we could hold on to this energy, hold on to this particular vibration and frequency for the rest of the year, oh, what a beautiful place it would be. I can safely still say season's greetings, yes, and of course, Happy New Year. We had our New Year first episode yesterday, and we're back to treat with it again today for our second installment. And we still extend the very best to you and yours. Here's hoping that 2026 brings whatever is projected in your mind. And I'm hoping that you're projecting some positivity, progress, and growth. Of course, all the success to you and yours. We say welcome. Jason Williams signing on. And by all means, I'm here with the team, and we go until 8 a.m. Action-packed program today. Lots of interviews. So let me get to the front page of the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian immediately. And I'm seeing here where, as much as we have all come, well, we have together collectively stepped into this new year. For some, it's a new year that's bringing pain and funeral arrangements based on the passing of loved ones. 11 lives lost, 5 in homicides between December 31st and January 1st. And the first victim, in terms of the brutal hand of the gun and the murders, a man by the alias of Fish, right there in Port of Spain. Yesterday, broad daylight, seeing our family members being, just, they're holding each other, seeking each other's shoulder and just trying to treat with this most unfortunate circumstance. And we express condolences to all those who have lost loved ones to start this 2026. Really unfortunate circumstance there, and we will continue to stay on top of this development and all others as we go through the course of the day. You will get more, I'm sure, via the 7 p.m. news tonight. We're looking at via the energy sector, and speaking about the economy, I'll be having that discussion this morning, bright and early, with Professor Roger Hussein, as we treat with fiscal measures that take effect, fees and fines increase, and just the general economic outlook. And knowing that our economic standing is pegged to our energy sector, this development with Nutrien and NGC, it's one of significance, and we'll get some perspective from Professor Hussein later on when he steps in. The business sector also they're putting forward their wish list for 2026. That story develops on page 10. Let me head to the back page this morning because, as mentioned, lots of conversations to be had. 3 interviews inside the first hour and 3 also inside the second hour. So I want to treat with the opening as soon as possible so I could get to the conversation. So I'm seeing here where Murray, long-standing, well, I would safely say a cricket, what you could call him, a cricket luminary, cricket great, former West Indies cricketer Derek Murray, has called for the resignation of CWI President Dr. Shallow, seeing that he's now taken up his ministerial position in St. Vincent. He is now the Minister of Tourism and Maritime Affairs. And Mr. Murray is suggesting that, listen, you can't juggle the two. Deal and treat with your ministerial portfolio. And a matter of fact, he's calling for not only Dr. Shallow's resignation, but he's calling for the whole board to step down. But remember, Dr. Shallow said he will continue, he can handle the two, and he will not put himself up for re-election when that comes around. I believe, in 2026, that should probably be, if I'm not mistaken, next year. Because I know you would have mentioned 2 years, which was last year, so I suspect he'll have a little stint still, because he says no plan to step down. He said he could handle the two. But Murray and others, I'm sure, are suggesting otherwise. Also via the sport page this morning, when you actually go in, congratulations, page 30, to Mr. and Mrs. Edwards. Karen Edwards and his beautiful wife, Letitia, was actually there at the wedding on last Monday, and it was well attended, lots of family and guests and just good vibration. And they've been together for quite a while, so it's really amazing that they've taken this step and they have now started their new journey as husband and wife. Congratulations to the Edwards indeed. Let's move to the brief on this Friday morning, the second day of January 2026. New Year bundles of joy. So, you know, that's the thing about life. The front page, we obviously mention the heartbreak, the hurt that comes with the passing of a loved one. And then on the flip side, there is that joy, that starting of a whole new journey, watching our life come into the world as a parent, especially for the first-time parents. And as always, we feature and always mention those who would bring forward the babies on New Year's Day. I have one friend, a matter of fact, oh my goodness, I forgot to give her that call yesterday. I have one friend who is a New Year's baby. So, New Year, new bundles of joy. You're watching some moms here, Adana with her newborn. I'm seeing another lady there in Tobago, right? Kyla, right? And then Crystal Lewis celebrating. So across the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago, mommies bringing forward their newborns. Congratulations. And, you know, they'll be going into 2026 with a bright smile and a new addition to the family. As mentioned, Professor Roger Hussein joins me. We're going to get into that economic outlook, treat with some of the recent developments with Nutrien, with NGC, and just give us that playbook as we enter this calendar year 2026 as to how to treat or how we could look at what's happening via the country and even our own personal spend. We look forward to the, as always, impactful conversation with Professor Roger Hussein. He's next.
Magical Expressions Limited is the largest local importer and distributor of fresh-cut stems, offering the widest range of beautiful flowers at the most affordable prices. We're celebrating Valentine's Day. For exclusive offers, call us at 701-6488 or visit our website to order. We are your one-stop, most convenient, most helpful, most caring community pharmacy. Our pharmaceutical services include dispensing medicines, repeat dispensing, clinical governance. But we also have a fully stocked convenience store featuring our refreshment aisle, grocery lane, personal care products, toys, pet supplies. We are most conveniently located out of the traffic, just 2 minutes off the highway in Heartland Plaza, in Devashagonas. Contact us on 220-8705 or 470-5938 and visit us soon.
This is more than just music. This is where you find the best of TNT. This is more than just a vibe. This is where Bollywood gets a twist. This is more than just energy. This is Bhangra and indie pop too. This is the mix. This is the life. Lock on or log on now. Sangeet 106.1 FM. This is authentic East Indian radio. This is us.
What do you think of Kamala's outfit? Now, her outfit. If her outfit is worn inside, is it really her outfit? All right. Oh, we're going. Are we doing people's work? Yeah, where? Which part? No, people's work. It's done on CNC3 on the rundown. Oh, you thought it was here? Yeah, but no, it's done on CNC.
Some of us like to test limits, but there won't always be second chances. Obey the speed limits. Maybe you don't value your life, but others value theirs. A message from the TTPS.
The fact that they ask the questions, those challenging questions that no other media house would ask. So, you know, shed light on those things that are in the dark, those stories that no one else wants to cover.
I grew up reading The Guardian, actually. It's a household name.
About The Guardian, one thing that I like
the human interest stories have increased.
See the investigative pieces on the human trafficking. I find that very interesting.
You go more in depth
on sports, especially local sports, and that's one of my highlights for The Guardian.
Yeah, I've been in Ghana since The Guardian started coming out, started working. I was a newspaper man.
The stories that are being covered are well detailed and you get more facts.
Also, I think the editorials, I think they're doing a good job and they're speaking the truth, and you know, they're challenging the government to make things better.
Me in particular, of recently, the last 2-3 months, I've been reading The Guardian. I'm seeing a lot of news about the neighborhoods and the communities, and I even saw my community featured, and I was proud.
Oh, The Guardian.
The Guardian?
Guardian. Guardian.
The Guardian.
The Guardian.
Trinidad Guardian. The Guardian is my first choice.
Sportsmanship is when an athlete walks off the court and you can't tell if he won or lost because he carries himself with pride either way. This quote is an embodiment of sport, and for me, sport is an embodiment of life. We are where you are.
Get the story first. Want to know what's happening in news, sports, or crime? Get the CNC3 app. As the story breaks, CNC3 is there giving you the story first on your mobile device. Be connected to the most trusted and reliable news source, CNC3. Access your world with just a tap. The CNC3 app. Download it today.
This is more than just music. This is where you find the best of TNT. This is more than just a vibe. This is where Bollywood gets a twist. This is more than just energy. This is Bhangra and indie pop too. This is the mix. This is the life. Lock on or log on now. Sangeet 106.1 FM. This is authentic East Indian radio. This is us.
Make sure you have yourself a great investment week by viewing The Bourse Report every Monday morning at 6:15 a.m. during CNC3's The Morning Brew. You'll get sound financial advice, whether you're a new or experienced investor, when you view The Bourse Report. CNC3, covering your world.
Volleyball filmmakers, producers, content creators, influencers, and recording artists. If you're looking to rent a versatile studio space with green screen, video wall, cyclorama, and more, look no further. GM Labs is here to make your dreams a reality. Located in the heart of Port of Spain on St. Vincent Street, GM Labs is your one-stop shop for all your creative needs with over 2,800 square feet to work with. Take your creative concept to the final product at GM Labs. Give us a call or WhatsApp or message us on our Instagram and Facebook pages at GM Labs TT.
Ask the Doctor's new season is here as Dr. Joel Tilak Singh covers a range of topics and, most importantly, answers all your medical questions.
Join us on Ask the Doctor live on CNC3 on Thursdays at a new time of 8:30 p.m. with a rerun on Fridays at 11 a.m.
जब तक लल्ला पूरी तरह से ठीक ना हो जाए, हम में से कोई यहाँ से नहीं जाएगा।
हम भी चाहते हैं कि वीर जल्दी से ठीक हो जाए। ठाकुर साहब, हमारा लल्ला जिंदा है। इच्छा का मनहूस साया वापस नहीं आ।
Uttaran. Love, secrets, and surprises. Watch Uttaran weekdays at 6 p.m. on CNC3.
Well, this is a real soca parang, all right? So I want everybody to get together and do something nice. Lesson, you ready? Let me go.
Welcome back. We're going to just do a little adjustment to the programming because I know we work harder to treat with the economic review with Professor Hussein, but we'll push that back for a little bit later this morning. I want to bring the Carnival conversation up a bit closer. And of course, we know that Carnival was launched since last year under the NCC umbrella, but there's lots happening this weekend, straight into the greatest show on earth. With me this morning, the chairman of NCC, Mr. Peter Kanai. Let me extend Happy New Year to you and also Happy Carnival.
Same to you, sir, and to your viewers and so on.
How's been the role thus far, getting into the planning of the greater show?
Well, it's an exciting thing. It's a lot of hard work. But as you just said, Carnival 2026 was launched since November the 7th and on the promenade. And it is in full swing. We've had the completion of the single pan panorama before Christmas. We've had the semi-finals of the small band panorama. And on Saturday, tomorrow, the 3rd, we have Welcome to the Gael.
That's right. You're heading to Moruga, and that's really like, to me, the heart and soul of the stick fighting and that traditional part of the carnival experience.
The reason for going there is that community is steeped in the stick fighting activities and so on. So we're taking Welcome to the Gael. Now, Welcome to the Gael is not the national stick fighting competition. The national stick fighting competition will run alongside Welcome to the Gael. Welcome to the Gael is a new feature that we've introduced to take that aspect, that traditional aspect of Trinidad and Tobago Carnival across the country. So we will start in Moruga tomorrow, but then we'll move to D-Bay, and we'll come down to the East-West Corridor in Tonapuna at Constantine Park, and so on. And of course, the competition, the national competition, will also take place in various parts of the island.
So for those in attendance tomorrow, for those who made the trek to Moruga, for the Welcome to the Gael experience, what else is on show, and what's your start time?
Well, it's 7 p.m. tomorrow. There will be entertainment and so on, of course. It's Carnival, so there will be Carnival-type entertainment, probably even some Carnival characters and so on. I know that the folks at the NCC have some surprises and some giveaways and so on for patrons participating and so on. But I think for those persons that are into this traditional part of the heritage, they will have an exciting time, a very good show.
And I'm seeing that the admission is absolutely free?
It's free to the public, yes.
That's right. So you're starting at 7. What's your estimated duration? How long you feel you're going for? When will be lock-off time?
Well, I don't know that we've put a lock-off time to the festivities of the evening tomorrow, but the actual competition part of tomorrow's time, because tomorrow is also is like a one-off competition, so there'll be winners and so on. Tomorrow, it's not the national competition, but it's a one-off competition, so there'll be winners tomorrow. There'll be prizes and so on that people will win. I think the overall winner at the Welcome to the Gael receives $10,000.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. Yeah. So it's going to be a great showcase. Yeah. The other 2 elements that are part of Welcome to the Gael, is that a competition element or just a more showcase?
Well, it has a competition element in it, a one-off competition, as I indicated, where winners will be named at right there and then.
Fantastic.
So it's not like the national competition that has a preliminary rounds and a semi-final rounds, etc.
And then normally the finals will be Carnival Wednesday down Skinner Park for the stick fighting. People always look forward to that. But look at the action on screen now. This is this is really so unique to our carnival experience. And I mean, these are men, very professionals, You can't just go in a Gael just so,
Yeah. In fact, I'm told that there is a special prize for the first boss head.
Oh gosh! Well, I tell you, well, I hope no one receives that prize tomorrow. But nonetheless, all is in motion.
Yes.
I recognize lots of activity happening already by the Queen's Park Savannah. Walk me through what are some of the infrastructural works happening as we speak.
Carnival is here. Carnival is fast approaching, so that the works at the Savannah has been taking place since before the Christmas holidays, so that people passing around the Savannah would have seen the booths, the caterer booths and so on going up. The big stage is well on its way in construction, so too is the North Stand. and the John Cupid Village. For 2026, there'll be a new feature where we have a second village that would be known as the Flavor Village, which really is a place where people go and participate in the cuisine that the vendors and so on are providing. And there will be some entertainment and so on in that space as well.
I could only imagine that Flavor Village. I'll definitely partake there. Let me ask you, is there a natural uptick with requests for the Savannah based on certain venues that would have been part of the Carnival experience not being an option anymore? What's the request like for the Queen's Park Savannah from private promoters?
Yeah, well, yes, there have been requests from promoters for spaces in the Savannah. So at NCC, we are catering for that. We are creating the spaces that promoters could use. A lot of events outside of the traditional events, the Panorama and the Calypso and so on, takes place there. The Army Fete and other events, there have been Kess and Voice and so on. And so there have been additional requests, and we are treating with those as best as we can, given the current situation in terms of restrictions at venues and so on.
There was a big one up to last night.
Yes, last night I think they had the first jam.
First jam, yes, Scotch. Yeah, yes. Okay. Fantastic. So the Savannah really, I guess, as true to form, is the mecca of the Carnival going into 2026.
Yeah, it is. It has always been the mecca of Carnival, and we are well in preparation for the Carnival, or Carnival being very early this year and so on. One thing I want to mention too is that even with the Welcome to the Guyana and all our other events, people who can't physically make it to the venues, they can log on to the NCC's website and social media pages. That's ncct.org. And these things are going to be live via WAC TV.
Okay, fantastic. So some live streaming is taking place.
Live streaming will be taking place of all these events.
Fantastic. Yes. So ncct.org.
Yes.
Beautiful news.
Our NCC's Facebook page and so on.
Let me ask, as it pertains to the March Gras, I know that's one of the hallmark shows of the Carnival Sunday. Plans already in place. You already have ideas to the creative output for the March Gras 2026?
Well, the creative people are already working on it. So those major staples in the Carnival will take place as always. Calypso Fiesta, the Panorama, the March Gras and so on. The difference that we are looking at this year is, there's always a complaint with regards to the putting up of the note stand, for example, that people say it's used for two shows effectively, Panama semifinals and Panama final. We are looking to change that, to bring people back to the note stand, even for the March Gras, so that we are putting forward plans and suggestions and proposals as to how we do that. So, because in the past they would once the Panorama, for example, is finished, they block off the note stand with plyboard and that kind of thing. We don't want to do that, right? The tradition was that when a Calypsonian go on the stage on the March Gras night, he had to sing to the note stand and the grandstand.
Yeah, that was the craft, the magic in it, having to perform on one stage but to two different sides of the stage.
Exactly. So we are looking to do that and to make sure that proper use is made of the expenditure that it is to put up the note stand and so on.
You're still going to do the greens for, I know obviously I'll have that conversation with Pantry and Bago, but they use the Savannah facility for their semi-final experience, which is well subscribed. People fly in, people come from Miami and New York for pan semis. Of course, the North Stand is always capacity, and then there's the spillover that go across to the greens.
Greens and so on.
That's happening?
That is happening. We have also shifted the John Cupid Village to that side of the Savannah as well because of the creation of the Flavor Village and so on. So there are some logistical changes that are taking place.
So the Flavor on the eastern side of the Savannah,
Flavor,
and the John Cupid on the west now?
On the western side, yeah.
All right. And this is within the paddock area itself, or you all actually taking the village to the greens, to the grass area?
The John Cupid Village is in the area west of the North Stand.
Okay, understood. Well, I could safely say that Carnival is in full swing. You excited? You're prepped? You ready?
Well, yes, we have to be. You know,
yes.
The work started for us since September, October, right? And we are in full swing. The NCC team up to late last night, they at the Savannah all day. Preparation for tomorrow night is also in swing. And I think the small band Panorama finals is on the 10th of January in Skinner's Park. So preparation for that is taking place. I know that tomorrow we meet with the Mass Bands Associations to address the route for Carnival Monday and Tuesday and so on. We've been meeting with the police, the Gold Commander, on a weekly basis for security purposes across the island. And we are also focusing heavily on developing the regional carnival. So it's not just Port of Spain, it's the regional carnival across the country.
Also the carnivals across like San Fernando, the Shogunas.
Mayaro, Sandy Grande, Tonapuna, regional carnivals. We are putting that emphasis on that as well. Because not everybody can come into Port of Spain, not everybody want to come into Port of Spain, but carnival belongs to all of us.
Indeed. Chairman, as we wrap things up, what's your carnival message to Trinidad and Tobago on this second day of January?
Well, we have termed Carnival 2026. You're going to love this. And we think that people will love this carnival.
Yeah, I mean, it's already in full swing. Yesterday would have been first jam this weekend. The all-inclusive experience kicks off with Soca in Mocha on Sunday. There's stuff happening tomorrow.
Yeah.
As you can see, or as you mentioned, in Moruga and all over the country, there is activity taking place.
Yes, and as I said, the Welcome to the Gael will take place in Moruga tomorrow. We'll then move to DB and then to Constantine Park in Tonapuna. And in between that, the preliminary rounds of the national stick fighting competition will also be happening alongside that, and then all the other things will happen. Today is January the 2nd.
Yes.
Carnival is the 16th of February. So
it's days away.
There are things happening every day, and in many cases, multiple things happening every day.
Well, Chairman, I want to say thank you so much for being here in person, taking the time to spend the piece of the morning with me and the nation.
Sure.
And we look forward to more details. And again, if you can't make it there physically, and I hope you can, but if for any reason you can't make it down there, there is the ncc.tt.org live stream that's being facilitated via WAC Radio.
Yes,
well, I can't say WAC TV now.
Yeah, and we are at the Welcome to the Gael is at DB Junction on the 10th of January, and on the 17th of January at Constantine Park in Tonapuna.
Fantastic. So literally 7 days apart.
Yes.
Well, Chairman, sincere thanks. Happy Carnival to you.
Happy Carnival. Happy New Year. Thank you very much.
And we will be touching base soon.
Sure.
Carnival, it's in full swing. Let the show begin. It's going to be tremendous. What is that? We gonna love this?
We gonna love this. You're gonna love this.
You're gonna love this.
You're gonna love this.
We take the pause. We come right back. See you soon.
It's painting time.
Gaming Express Limited is a premium importer and retailer of the highest quality brand name electronics. We stock the widest range of PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, Samsung, and Apple devices and accessories. Visit us at Shop 52, Level 2, Gulf City Mall in San Fernando, or contact us by phone or WhatsApp message at 687-7480 or 301-9797 or 798-1280. Like our Facebook and Instagram pages for updates on products and services.
Get a loan at Bremont. The process is simple. Fast and efficient approvals. Receive funds within 24 hours once approved. And no penalty for early repayment. Located at 4 Gala Street, Woodbrook. Remember, we like to lend.
The fact that they ask the questions, those challenging questions that no other media house would ask. So, shed light on those things that are in the dark, those stories that no one else wants to cover. I grew up reading The Guardian, actually. It's a household name.
About The Guardian, one thing that I like, the human interest stories have increased.
I see the investigative pieces on the human trafficking. I find that very interesting.
You go more in depth.
On sports, especially local sports, and that's one of my highlights for The Guardian.
Yeah, I've been in the Guardian started coming out, started working. I was a newspaper man.
Could the stories that are being covered are well detailed and you get more facts.
Also, I think the editorials, I think they're doing a good job and they're speaking the truth, and you know, they're challenging the government to make things better.
Me in particular, of recently, the last 2-3 months, I've been reading The Guardian. I'm seeing a lot of news about the neighborhoods and the communities, and I even saw my community featured, and I was proud.
The Guardian.
The Guardian?
Guardian.
Trinidad Guardian.
The Guardian.
The Guardian.
Trinidad Guardian. The Guardian is my first choice.
Some of us like to test limits, but there won't always be second chances. Obey the speed limits. Maybe you don't value your life, but others value theirs. A message from the TTPS.
Is reliable, credible, and authentic. Thank you for trusting me to bring you the news. It's a privilege to be in your homes and hearts. With every story and every newscast, CNC3 is keeping you informed and inspired. When it comes to news, we are where you are.
Ask the Doctor's new season is here as Dr. Joel Tilak Singh covers a range of topics and, most importantly, answers all your medical questions.
Join us on Ask the Doctor live on CNC3 on Thursdays at a new time of 8:30 p.m. with a rerun on Fridays at 11 a.m.
So for those who don't know, it is a cervical cancer month, awareness month, cervical cancer awareness month. Some people say cervical, some say cervical. We'll get some details concerning the pronunciation. Always sometimes, you hear different pronunciations at different times. But nonetheless, the awareness is of utmost importance. And to share with us some details and to give us information and to send us in the correct place to get said information, we want to welcome Wendy Ribeiro, Director of the Ayana S. Diet Foundation for Cervical Cancer. Wendy joins me on the phone line, a matter of fact, and Dr. Vishal Bahal is on the Zoom line. Dr. Bahal and Wendy, good morning.
Morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Do you all say cervical or cervical? Because, it's one of those kind of tomato kind of conversations.
Correct. Well, maybe I should let the medical professional answer that question. Which country you're talking about, but some people say cervical, some people say cervical, but as you said rightly, it really matters about the awareness part of it.
It's more the awareness. What do you say, Doc?
Yes.
What do you say?
I say cervical cancer.
And Wendy, what do you say?
I say cervical cancer.
Okay, yes. So great to have you. Wendy, I'll come to you in a moment. Let me just ask you, Doc, I'm looking at his field of practice. Of course, you're a gynecologist. We know what that entails. But I'm also seeing here obstetrician. You're obstetrician. For those who are not too sure as to what that particular role entails, could you explain some more?
So an obstetrician gynecologist would be a doctor who sees about both pregnant patients, and gynecologist would be someone who sees about early pregnancy as well as gynecological conditions. And then part of my field would be something called colposcopy as well as gynecological oncology, which is essentially part that sees about a doctor who sees about women with cancers of the womb, cervix, ovary, vulva, vagina, those sort of areas. So that's my subspecialty.
Okay, thank you so much, Doc. Let me bring Wendy in, Wendy Ribeiro. Tell me some more about the foundation that you're a part of. You're director of a foundation that I know is dedicated to awareness, to information, to bringing this conversation into a broader perspective. Give me some more.
Sure. Thank you again for having us. The Ayana S. Diet Foundation was established in honor of my sister, actually, who passed away from cervical cancer in 2018. She was just 32 years of age, and Ayana wanted us as a family to share her story to save lives. So that's what we've been doing. We were established she passed in 2018, we started in 2019, and since then we've been doing a lot of advocacy work surrounding the awareness of cervical cancer. And in addition to that, we collaborate with Cancer Society, where we would utilize their mobile units and go to different communities throughout Trinidad and Tobago. Also, we most recently started hosting what we call a pop party. It's not a fete, but basically it's us renting out a spot and outfitting it with screening stations, and women will come and have their pap smears performed with volunteer doctors and nurses. At one event we would have been able to serve 300 women, the other one 200 at a time, and so forth. So again, the foundation is really based on Ayana's wishes, and fast forward from that, we felt we feel very, very passionate and strongly about giving back as well to the communities. So it was a fantastic opportunity for us to, one, express or to follow through on what she wanted, and as well as being part of the communities that we serve.
Yeah, thank you so much, Wendy, keeping Ayana's legacy alive through the foundation. Let me bring Dr. Bahal back into the conversation. We know that early detection is very important. We know that listening to your body is also of paramount importance. What are some of the red flags, or some of the natural, I would say, signs that, granted we should all take our checkup, especially the ladies, and of course for all looking on, because cancer is no joke, but for the woman looking on, give me some red flags, or at least a particular age threshold that once you reach there, it's important to do the pap smear and to check on yourself to ensure there is no traces of cervical cancer.
Sure. So just to give women and everyone some background, this type of cancer is one of the most preventable type cancers, but we still have over about 660,000 new cases every year, and worldwide, as well as about 300 or 330,000 deaths worldwide. And locally, we have maybe about 200 cases per year diagnosed, and still about 120 women dying of this cancer, and it's preventable. And where prevention starts, really from vaccination, using the HPV vaccine for both boys and girls at around age 9 going forward. Boys and girls need about 2 vaccinations, so 2 injections before age 15, and after age 15 it's 3. Going a step further now in terms of pap smears, we all know about pap smears. It's advisable to do cervical smears, pap smears from age 21 once you're sexually active, and then you do that usually every 3 years, and usually stop screening until age 65. And you were mentioning or asking about what should women look out for. Well, what I would say is that cervical cancer usually prevents before it presents in a woman, you have no symptoms. So you can have no symptoms and develop a cancer. And when you really have symptoms, because you have something growing there and it's a bit late. But some of those symptoms would be abnormal bleeding, abnormal discharge, sometimes pain. So if you do have those symptoms, you want to visit your gynecologist immediately. But even before that, you want to ensure you're doing your pap smears and get vaccinated before you have symptoms entirely.
Thank you so much, Wendy. How do women looking on this morning contact the foundation for information, for counsel, to find out about when you're having another big activation to bring awareness?
Sure. Well, we could be found on any of the social media platforms at our handle is ASDYETTE Foundation, AS Diet Foundation, and also we could be contacted via email. Same thing, ASDYETTE gmail.com, foundation@gmail.com, sorry. And our telephone contact is 725-ASTF or 2733.
Indeed, thanks a lot for the info. Dr. Bahal, let me ask you, is there a correlation based on the empirical data and the research? The same way there's this link between, let's say, prostate in men and the men of African descent, the Caribbean men and African-American men and that kind of stuff. Is there a similar correlation at all as it relates to ethnicity and cervical cancer, or is it an equal opportunity cancer?
Yeah, there's no correlation with ethnicity really. This is all caused by the HPV virus. And just when I tell patients and then when I'm teaching students, HPV virus is present in over 80% of the population. So it's very common. And only a small percentage of these women actually go on to develop precancerous lesions on the cervix, which can be detected by pap smears and actually be treated before it becomes cancer. So there's no preference to ethnicity. It affects everyone, and it's just important to do your pap smears to pick up these precancerous lesions before they become cancer.
Indeed. And again, Wendy, that's why it's so important to have these conversations, because naturally you have to ask these questions, and that's why you're able to find out. And I'm sure through your own personal experience, Wendy, with the loss of Ayana, your sister, you would have learned a lot, and you would have seen, I guess, her struggles, her tenacity, her strength. And I guess that's why you all are going forward since 2019 with the foundation with such energy and purpose.
Yes, absolutely, Jason. I mean, Ayana was, just to give background on what the type of person she was, young. She was a national volleyball player, extremely fit, and when this happened, it really threw us off. One of the things, and Dr. Bahal spoke about it, of course, is the regular screening. Ayana would have gone to do her screening in 2010, and she never went back, although she was advised by the doctors then to come back in about 6 months or so, because they would have seen some abnormality. But she never went back. She never felt ill until 2017, when she started experiencing, a lot of painful cycles, what seemed to have been multiple cycles per month, 2 cycles per month, which of course is abnormal. But by the time Ayana got diagnosed and sought the intervention, she was staged at stage 4. It had already spread. Dr. Bahal and his team worked really, really hard to help save her life, but it wasn't supposed to end that way. So, based on our experience as well as a family having to go through that, her time from diagnosis to her passing was just 5.5 months of intense, extreme efforts in trying to save her life, and how much struggle it was for her and for us as a family. We don't want anybody else to experience that. More so for this type of cancer that is absolutely preventable. It just, even though we don't know what God's plans are for us, passing away from cervical cancer should not be part of that. And this is why we are so passionate about continuing our work. We are very much driven by the numerous women who would have reached out to the foundation and thanking us for doing what we do, because in some instances their lives were saved, and of course the educational component of it. So we are going to be here forever and ever, as long as we are needed to continue sharing the information and saving lives.
Wendy, I want to thank you so much for sharing your personal story and for having that sense of purpose to keep the foundation up and running, to, as you rightfully said, not have anyone go through what the family had to endure back in 2018. Dr. Bahal, I want to thank you also for coming on this morning, for sharing with us. And I would say let's keep the conversation going in this calendar year 2026. All the best, guys.
Thank you so much, Jason. All the best to you as well.
Same to you. Important conversation I had, just now, and another one ahead as we treat with this second day of the year. It's Friday, and normally Friday is a bit on the lighter side, but it's important to get this kind of information to the population so that we could be in a place of awareness. Thanks for tuning in. Let's take a short pause. Short as you would. And we come right back with more. See you soon.
Ever wonder how the way you start your day can make all the difference? Tired of waking up struggling with congestion? Without Neomed Sinus Rinse, you are likely to battle with nasal congestion, impacting energy levels and overall well-being. The choice is clear. A great morning starts with Neomed Sinus Rinse. Now I can't imagine starting my day without it. All natural sinus relief.
This is John. John has just opened a new restaurant and is already questioning his life choices. Observe his eyes. He's trying the open wide to stay awake technique. John worries about many things like that overpriced stove, but there's one thing John doesn't stress about: his investments. First Line Securities, helping Trinidad and Tobago invest for almost 2 decades. Invest with us.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with TrinRe for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinre.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from TrinRe. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinre.com today. TrinRe, premier insurance coverage for less.
Step into the new year with style and comfort with JD's exclusive Unbeatable Fashions for going back to work at unbelievable prices. Plus all the accessories. JD's exclusive, Princestown, San Fernando, Rio Claro, Gasparilla Mall, and M6 Plaza Chaguanas. Your low price headquarters, JD's.
Professor Roger Hussein joins me on the Zoom line, so let's get into our discussion immediately. Let me extend the New Year greetings to you, our first conversation for 2026, Professor. Great to have you on as always.
Thank you very much for the invitation. Good morning.
Well, lots of fiscal measures and I would say increases went into effect yesterday, January 1, and people will start to feel it, I would imagine, from today. Today is like, I guess, the first official business day. Lots of places were closed yesterday. A matter of fact, coming this morning, I saw people lined up by inspection, a facility close to where I live, there in San Juan. So obviously, people trying to take front, as they say, before front take you, trying to make sure all the I's are dotted and they cross the T's. What's your take on some of these measures, and can these measures, the increases, customs, with so many increases across the board, could it help give the coffers of the government a little extra leeway with the kind of spend that will have to take place in 2026?
Well, I hope so, because the bulk of our resources in the past came from energy revenues, and we all know the state of the energy sector. I think what the government is doing, and I support them, is they are trying to raise pieces of revenue where they think the price elasticity of demand will not restrict them. And so they have gone after rum prices, they have gone after traffic fines, they have gone after various type of customs duties. And I think it shows that the government is trying to think and find ways to increase its fiscal intake. It's not an easy situation. The 42% decline, I believe I saw somewhere in murders, is a good start, but it's a long road ahead. And I feel encouraged to see that the government of Trinidad and Tobago is pushing forward on several little fronts. It will take quite a few little funds like this to help add up the type of fiscal revenues they need. But at least you are seeing some kind of purpose, some kind of determination. I can't understand why people are fussing about some of these things, because everybody knows that we have no money. so that
but I mean, Professor, people must fuss because that's not what was promised via. I mean, we have to consider the politics of the day, and we have to consider.
I cannot speak on the politics.
I know you can't speak on the politics.
Speak on the economics.
Right, but I'm saying that politicians are the ones who make these policies, and when they're on a campaign trail, you say one thing and they come into office, and it's almost like they're trying to tax the nation back into a place of prosperity, or to bring us out of the deep by taxing the same population that put you there in an overwhelming way. So it's a lot of people, they're not happy with these measures, and that's the reality of the day.
JW, I didn't see any of these people complain when we implemented GATE, and it was implemented in a manner and form that led to the need for a OJT program because there was so much surplus people. I didn't see any of these people really complain when we had a CPEP program characterized by inefficiency and a lot of wastage. So in general, once I think the right thing is being done for the benefit of the people of Trinidad and Tobago, even if they don't understand the macroeconomic dynamics, I tend to give my honest view. So people are fussing and complaining. Yes, I could see what you are saying, that yes, it may affect some of them in their pocket. The main thing is if you find rum prices have increased, drink less rum. If there is a fine for oil leaking from your car, well then fix your car. If there are fines for traffic violations, then obey the law. And so I find some of the comments ridiculous. I generally don't listen to some of these comments. The task ahead is a daunting one. The task ahead is to raise non-energy fiscal revenues close to, I would say, $55 billion. That's a very daunting task. The inherited state of the economy with about 20% collapse in real GDP, this government was dealt a terrible hand. And I admire how they are pushing along in the best way that they can. And I mean, there would obviously be consequences. I think the last Prime Minister said something like who dead. I'm not saying who dead no, but there would be consequences of interventions. And I think we have to give them a chance to try and fix the economy. I have seen some good solid steps so that I have not really to comment on negatively or adversely about in relation to the steps that I've seen in the first 8 months. I give them as good passing grade so far, much higher than I gave any government in the last 15 years. So I think they are on a good pathway, and let's hope they could keep on that pathway.
Professor, do we have the capacity, the human capital, to even, again, so the TTPS will have to be on board with this to ensure that they go after people who run afoul of the law. The collection agencies will have to be on standby, the judiciary, you name it. Everyone will have to be on the same page to ensure that all these levies, these taxes are collected and they could go now into the coffers. Do we have that political will, that capacity?
I don't know about the politics. I think that once the government has put in place the measure, I am going to assume that they have done the back work and that people know about what is to be done and the government would get it done. When I see a 42% fall in murder, even if it has a state of emergency, I hear people talk about the state of emergency and trying to dilute the achievement of the government. If I have a gun and I want to kill you, I'm coming to kill you. And so, if it is there is a state of emergency, we have had state of emergencies in the past, yet still the level of murders in 2011 and 2021, we have a lower murder level in 2025 based upon what I'm seeing. And in a similar way, if it is the government implemented this measure, I have to hope that this government, given the extent and the pace at which they are working, I have to hope and assume that they have put in place the supporting measures at the various institutions. And if we don't, and if there is resistance from the TTPS or from the revenue collecting agencies and whatnot, the economy will crash because we have no money. So this requires a team game. It requires the opposition, the government, the civil society, and the public sector to work together. We are in a time to choose moment. We don't have the latitudinal flexibility of small talk and resistance as we used in the past. This is a time to choose moment where with very limited fiscal means, we all have to pull in the same direction based upon the little that I know.
And as we wrap things up, on a personal note, what's your advice to the citizenry as it pertains to their personal spend in this calendar year 2025? Is this a time to be brave, to make big investments, or is it a time to be a little more conservative?
What I would say to people is that the per capita GDP is still about 21,000 US per capita. That's not grand, but it's much bigger than some of our Caribbean peers. And I'm going to say to them that in this setting, move careful, reduce wastage in your personal life, change your consumption habits where you can. The common example here is with rum prices. People talk about rum prices. And if you can't afford it, go online and drink less rum. Modify your consumption habit, but try to maintain your standard of living by making shifts and changes. And do your best for Trinidad and Tobago in this extremely trying time, given that there are gunships right outside of our door and the possibility of war. This is not the time for us to go at each other. This is the time for us to support each other. And I hope and I pray that the new year brings good things for the country in terms of a possible end to the Venezuelan crisis with the USA and an improvement in the price of oil and gas. It has gone south in the last year, so I hope it goes north. And I hope that Exxon, goes forward and finds something, or decides make a survey and they make some announcements that encourage the country and for change, give us some positive news that can help take us forward.
Professor Hussein, sincere thanks as always. We'll touch base, I'm sure, soon. And Happy New Year to you and the family.
Same to you, my friend.
Well, I tell you, Professor Hussein started off the new year very sharp with his commentary. I must say, very interesting conversation just now there. And I look forward to touching base at some point, I'm sure, within this calendar month, January, or early next month with Professor. He's always part of the show, as you know. Let's get ready. 7 a.m. news update and much more still ahead. See you soon.
A very good morning, I'm Akash Samaru with headline news on CNC3 and the TBC radio network. The first murder of 2026 in Trinidad and Tobago has occurred in Port of Spain, where 58-year-old businessman Ricky Taylor, also known as Fish, was fatally shot near his business on Prince and George Streets around 1:30 p.m. on New Year's Day. Taylor, a well-known member of the community, is said to have been threatened by gang members in the area. Police sources said they believe that Taylor was giving the police information. The victim was with friends at the Love Movement office on George Street just before he was killed. Speaking to members of the movement who were deeply affected, they described Taylor's death as a devastating blow to the community and their hopes that 2026 would be a year of peace. Love Movement political leader Lennox Smith recalled that Taylor had been preparing for a New Year's Day party at the Empowerment Center, and he was moments away from assisting with the community gathering.
Fish is not wanted or is known by the police in the context in which the virtual court scenario would have been conceptualized. So again, I want to say it's very, very, very unfortunate for us, and it's debilitating, as I say, but we are not going to be daunted. We're going to continue, of course, to plug away these young people.
Legal Affairs Minister Saddam Hussein has sought to justify the increase in fees for birth registration, which came into effect on the new year. Under the amended schedules of the Births and Deaths Registration Act, registration for a child over 3 months but under 12 months now cost $40, while registration for a child over 12 months, once approved by the Registrar General, ranges between $100 and $150. Speaking on the issue of the launch of Bedside Birth Registration Initiative at the San Fernando General Hospital yesterday, the minister said the previous cost of birth certificates was heavily subsidized by the state.
When you look at the cost that for the preparation of a one birth certificate, because of the security features of that document, those birth certificates are specially ordered. They have to get to Trinidad. They have to be printed. We have staff to check the validity of the information before the certificate is printed. And therefore, it was a subsidized cost by the state. In fact, the cost for the increase still includes some sort of a subsidy.
And Housing Minister David Lee is meeting with the board of the HDC today amid reports that squatters are moving into state homes without approval. Minister Lee told Guardian Media that this would be one of many issues that would be discussed with the board. He plans to communicate with the public thereafter. Officials say roughly 1,000 properties are illegally occupied. HDC Chairman Feroz Khan estimates the value of illegally occupied homes at a minimum to be around 500 million TT dollars. Reports indicate that squatters have recently taken up residence in HDC developments in San Fernando and Oasis Greens Enterprise. Well, those were your 7 a.m. news headlines. We'll have another news update at 8 a.m. on the TBC Radio Network.
Three minutes after 7 o'clock on this second day of January 2026. It's a new year. And for those who look at the program and you know the particular routine, we don't usually open the lines on a Friday, but today is a different one. It's the first time we're getting a chance, well, second time for the year, but it's important. We open up the lines, give you a chance, still within the sentiment of the season, to express your New Year wishes and just probably project your personal plans and what you wish for the country in this new calendar year 2026. Let's give you a chance to touch base. The lines are open. It's open forum time, 624-8721 and 627-8658. The lines are open. I'm looking forward to hear from you. Let's make it happen one time. As we stand by for the calls, we're going to go through some of the developments here in the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian. As mentioned, well, the newborns, we have some pictures with all the moms there on page 3. And the fireworks, right? I'm seeing many would have criticized authorities over the lack of fireworks enforcement. How was the fireworks on your side? Did you see natural increase? Was it the same level like in the years gone by? You know, it's one of those, I guess, circular arguments. Feel free, touch base. St. James is on the line. Happy New Year, St. James.
Hey, JW.
My brother, all the best, man. Happy New Year.
Yeah, man, you already know. Happy New Year to you and the team and the nation. It's all about progress and following the process. And I want to totally endorse the comments and the statements made by Professor Hussein for so many different reasons, you know. Honestly, I know, you know, you do your job in terms of trying to identify the truth for the assistance of bridging the gaps, you know, so you really do the work in helping us as the average citizen who do get the opportunity, you know, accountability factor. And I like how Professor Hussein said, well, you know, sir, with all due respect, I am not a politician, right? And he offering his knowledge as an economist. Right, so now it's for the politicians to take the advice and the suggestions he gives and see how they could implement it for the best interest of the citizens. And I also like how he said too, the concept of, well, you know, fines raising, you know, simple thing, do the right thing, you know. And I think if we as citizens all the way from the top to the bottom and from the bottom back up to the top, you know, those in the high offices, if we all do the right thing, Trinidad and Tobago could progressively be in a better place, right? So thanks for the opportunity to contribute and keep up the good work you're doing.
You're welcome, St. James. I guess the reason I would have interjected, and I was putting forward the question there to the professor. You see, I recall the current Prime Minister, when she was in opposition, they were against some of the taxes that were being levied by the previous administration that is now in opposition, and they said that, you know, we can't tax the nation into prosperity. But I guess when you go in and you're behind the wheel and you're looking at the coffers, you're looking at the actual balance sheet, and if it's in the minus, probably that to find the money some way. So I guess it's one of those kind of, you say one thing, but you have to do an X. People looking at it and watching the track record too. So it's an interesting time, this 2026. Let's see who's out there. Good morning.
Good
Good morning, Jason. This is Diego Martin.
Welcome, Diego Martin.
Blessed New Year to you, your staff, the whole station, and to all your callers.
Yes.
I want to thank the police service, the TTPS. I don't usually give them a tick, but what I've seen that they have done this year, particularly in the latter part of it, they have done what I consider a tremendous job. 42% of murders that the homicide down. That is a tremendous achievement. One life saved is particular. So I want to give them the tag. I'm going out this morning, give them the tag of #1 in the world in the case of reduction in homicide globally, and compare that to #1 in the world of the previous government, where, with respect to life loss, they were #1 in the COVID.
Well, Diego Martin, I just find to politicize everything. I find it's. I mean, hold on.
We have in Trinidad, there is a little bit of politics. Politics is not bad, you know.
I know, but Diego, let's have a conversation here, right? I will listen to me for a moment. I'm fed up of the, then government, now opposition, blaming everything on the government, and the government who was then opposition. It's a kind of back and forth. Let's every life that is lost is a Trinbagonian life. It's a life that is from Trinidad and Tobago. And Diego, hold on. Let's have a conversation. All I'm saying to you is, if you are giving kudos to the TTPS, and I want to agree with you, they have done well. I've seen a great presence, especially in December, all over. They were there on the ground moving. The commissioner is a serious man. We'd have to bring the politics and everything, Diego Martin. I find like whether people that, listen, people have been dying when UNC was in power, when NAR was in power. There have been murders. This has been a country where people have been dying for years.
And I agree with you. We have to knock who has done it bad, and we have to give kudos. I'm not saying this current government is doing everything right, but the politics is part of our breakfast. And if we don't get politics right, then heaven help us.
All right.
We have to get it. Look, I could throw the Roman Catholic Archbishop under the bus now. He has asked for a day of prayer. That is the same narrative that the former government has called for their prayer. Their prayer is nice, but you must not bring politics into serious issues. Jason. I'm sorry I've offended you, but that's the way I see it.
No problem, Diego. You didn't offend me, you know. I'm just saying that, you know, for some reason, we always give a compliment, but we have to always butt. And it's almost like a give and take. I mean, yes, it was 600 murders last year, or year before, a matter of fact, not 2025. And that was terrible. And that was under, yes, the last administration. And if there's a reduction, we celebrate it. But there have been murders for years, Diego Martin, for years. People we know personally, family members, friends. One of my closest friends. Anyway, let me. Who's out there? Good morning. Hey,
how are you?
Sheldon Lane. Good morning.
Thank you very much. Just how was Christmas time for you?
Yeah, quiet.
Myself as well. Season greetings to you, your team, and the nation at hand. Now, I have to make some statements. I love to mix it, but I don't know why. That's just who I am. Now, the Prime Minister used a term that we are a lawless society. Now, we have to be mindful if it's a fact or not a fact. Yes, coming from her office can be deemed like, okay, very weighty. But the fact of it is, we are. And it is the truth. We may not like what she always deliver, but it's a fact. It's showing up in our country. It's showing its head. And if she also stated that if we have to move forward, we have to accept the reality of what we are and try to change it. Because just if we don't change it, our generation, your children, our children are going to get the backlash of it. So we have to wake up and recognize that we are in a crisis. We are in a serious crisis. Even though she's been stirred, and I agree she's been stirred, but it has to be done. It has to be done, Jason.
Yeah.
Trinidad is in a crisis. Yes, she uses stern language, but is she telling a lie? Can we be truthful? Is she? Jason, I have always put this forward, and we have to work on ourselves. Yes, crime is the issue, crime is education, but if we ourselves are a mess, how could the society ever heal? Yeah. How could we? Yeah. We waste our time. Well, Jason, let's face your realities. The Prime Minister is making some stuff stars. She knows what she's doing because we are in a mess. It's showing us that every single day. And we as a society don't recognize we all are Trinis, as we claim, not UNCP and them. We are Trinis. We are affected. We are seeing the results. We are getting backlash. So we have to wake up and look at this country first. Country is the lead. We are in a crisis, Jason. We are.
Yeah, well.
Thank you, Jason.
All the best. You see, what I want to tell you, Martin, and the reason I kind of stopped there, when a friend of mine, Anthony, passed away, I'll let Shogunas, just give me a minute here, Shogunas. Let me just express this for the nation to understand. When my good friend Anthony passed away, I can't say passed away, he was killed around Carnival 2 years ago. A father, a son, man of 2 young children. That one hurt me to the core. And you know, when I found out the news, at no point it dawned on me as to who was in power at the time. Just the pain of it and the understanding that this is a man whose life was taken away. That was the part that hurt. It didn't dawn on me as to who was behind the wheel and who was Prime Minister at the time. Nah, those things kind of become back issues, at least for me. I mean, yes, when you look at probably the broader perspective after the fact, but in that moment, you consider, my goodness, how and why. And if there's a reduction, we give thanks, but we can't always be politicizing every single thing, man. Sometimes we have to put the politics exactly there on the backbone and look at the human aspect of it and what it does to not only yourself, but also the image of the country and how we feel within the said community that we live. Hey, Shogunas, Happy New Year to you, man.
Hey, pleasant good morning, Jason. Happy New Year to you and your entire staff there.
Welcome.
All right, so here's what, Jason, what I would like to say, who's on home, is that you could see clearly what the Prime Minister is saying is nothing short of shy of the truth, right, with respect to the lawless society that we have, right? And I agree with her 1,000,000% in all what she is doing, relevant to the reduction of crime, relevant to all the lawlessness in society, trying to curb it as best as she can. A perfect example of this, she gave them between 11:30 p.m. and 12:30 a.m., that's 1 hour, at all 1 o'clock, 1:15, fireworks going off. That is a show you, that is a reflection by itself, how lawless this society is. And I'm going to tell you this, right? I'm going to tell you this. As far as I'm concerned, what she should do is ban it across the board. Ban the fireworks across the board, because this country needs some stringent measures. And it's hard to say, the people here just leave here and go all over the world. They go to the United States, and before they come off the plane, they're talking Yankee, right? And they want to obey all the laws over there. But the sweet Trinidad and Tobago that we know it to be, they don't want to obey the laws down here. Well, here what happened? She needs to take these measures, right? And Jason, I'm going to tell you something, right? 30 seconds, right? There is not the first, but 30 seconds. I would like everybody out there to know that if it is you all don't like what is going on in this country with respect to the governance of this country and how good the governance in this country is, if you all don't like that, well, you know where Piaco is?
Yeah.
Well, you go and take, because apparently, Jason, you don't have the wherewithal to tell them that, right? Well, apparently, you don't have the wherewithal to tell them that right now.
Well, I'll tell you, Shogunas, I'll have to agree with you, you know. I'll have to agree. If I can treat with it, I say, you know, best to leave, because what you're saying is spot on. We are, I wouldn't say, well, the dump, I dealt with that last week. I will never consider where we live a dump, but there are aspects of the community and society that are extremely lawless. But you see, Shogunas, the reality is, and probably this is where we bring the politics into the discussion, every administration, from the beginning of our journey in '62 right back to present day, would have had people at the top who dropped the ball, and we didn't set the example with them. So if we do set the example with those who are at the top, what you expect, for the population to do?
Right. And Jason, I agree with you. But from 62 to now, that's 38 plus 25, that's 63 years, right? Remember this, 5 for Baz, 5 for Kamala before, and 5 for Robbie, so that's 15. Minus from 63 is how much? 48 years the PNM has been in power. So you do the math, and you tell me who has instigated all this lawlessness. We're not being political here, we're not being factual. And when people deal with the facts, for some reason or other people will feel offended. Understand what I'm saying?
All right.
Right? So the country is where it is here as a result, right? As a result, things cannot happen overnight, Jason. But it is as a result of what we've been fed for the past 10 years. Right? Jason, you have a good day.
Oliver Shagonas, thanks for touching base. Let's head to Belmont. Happy New Year, Belmont. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Happy New Year and welcome.
Happy New Year. I'm holding for the morning brew.
Yes, of course, you're live. Go right ahead.
Okay, yes. Hi. Happy New Year to you and yours.
Happy New Year.
I understood public servants got their back pay just before Christmas. However, those who have retired have not received any back pay. Are we just going to be thrown aside? We have put in the years, the hours, the minutes, the seconds. Sometimes people just before they declared that they would give back pay had just retired like a day before. And they are off of the active payroll. What is going to be done for these pensioners? If somebody could shed some light on it for me, please.
Well, we will definitely ask some questions, and thanks for bringing your concern to us here on the Morning Brew. Yeah, it's open forum time. We always get a chance to have our debate and have our vigorous conversations via the phone calls. I want to thank you indeed for touching base on this Friday morning, the second day of January 2026. We take a pause, we come back and get into your Mind Your Business segment. That's right. We touch base with the owner of Select Fit Shapewear, Michelle Batiste. Up next.
Period nights don't have to look like this. Move less, wake up to change. So change for a real night's sleep with Always Overnight. Its 3 times protection system absorbs, locks the fluid, and keeps it away from your skin. For protected nights without leaks. Always.
Sportsmanship is when an athlete walks off the court and you can't tell if he won or lost because he carries himself with pride either way. This quote is an embodiment of sport, and for me, sport is an embodiment of life. We are where you are.
Whoa. Please, what do you think about the PNM in opposition?
Now, opposition is a force. So, if the opposition opposes our next opposition, is it really an opposition? Do you think Barry will be able to give water to all? Okay, for that question, tune in to the rundown on CNC3. Wednesdays at 8 p.m. every Wednesday. Yeah. All right?
We're going.
Are we doing people's work?
Yeah, where?
No, the people's work. It's done on CNC3 on the rundown. Oh, you thought it was here?
Yeah, but
no, it's done on CNC.
Some of us like to test limits, but there won't always be second chances. Obey the speed limits. Maybe you don't value your life, but others value theirs. A message from the TTPS.
Sportsmanship is when an athlete walks off the court and you can't tell if he won or lost because he carries himself with pride either way. This quote is an embodiment of sport, and for me, sport is an embodiment of life. We are where you are.
Make sure you have yourself a great invest week by viewing The Boss Report every Monday morning at 6:15 a.m. during CNC3's The Morning Brew. You'll get sound financial advice, whether you're a new or experienced investor, when you view The Boss Report. CNC3, covering your world.
I want to welcome the owner of Select Fit Shapewear, and I look forward to this most important conversation stepping into the carnival season and beyond, because I know what's on offer here will really be part of your apparel, part of your routine going into not only the season, as I mentioned, beyond. We welcome the owner, Michelle Batiste. She joins me live on set. Happy New Year to you, and welcome.
Happy New Year to you. Thank you for having me.
And let me just say congrats on your journey in business. From what I understand, 2 locations now, brick and mortar?
Correct. Yes, Valpark Mall and South Park Mall.
Oh, fantastic. Walk me through, at what point, you recognize that, yes, we onto something here, we're making strides. You, of course, started with 1 store, you're able to open 2. Just walk me through the early days of business and setting up shop.
So I started in 2009 while working. I worked a full-time job. And I was having a journey after having my second son. And Facebook wasn't this big thing at the time. So I decided to post, my waist, my body's falling apart, crisis. Yeah, so I bought something on Amazon and I showed, this is what I did. It was the wrong size. And then customers, not customers at the time, friends would call me, where did you get that? Can you buy one for me? And it just escalated. So I started to sell online. I started to drive around on Saturdays and Sundays after work and sell to persons all over Trinidad. So I've been on the road for a long time.
And eventually it became, business.
It became, COVID-19 turned us all into business owners.
Yes.
So I had to choose between my job with security and what I believed that my business could become.
And so far, I must say it's been a tremendous journey. Let's put up some of the what's on offer, because literally Select Fit Shapewear, it's from what I understand, a unisex scenario, but the main focus, I'm sure, your major clientele will be obviously the women.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's more or less the kind of stuff to put under the clothes to make sure that you walk me through. Okay, so what we're seeing on screen here?
So this is a shapewear. It's a waist strainer to cover your back fat, underbust, and to hold your stomach. So this is something that persons would use for gym. They would use it under their clothes when going out. They would use it for back support. If you've had surgery, you've had a baby, you use those things.
It's like the modern day corset?
Correct.
Yeah.
It is.
Because back in the day, I know they used to actually tie women waist.
Correct. But that was a long time ago, so the materials were like cotton and polyester. But now the technology behind fabric has grown so much. It's for health purposes more so. So we would see that most of these fabrics are lined with lycra, elastine, nylon, polyamide, power net, very intricate technical things to help you in your journey.
Is it uncomfortable at all?
No, it's not. That's why I mentioned the materials, the fabrics. We have come a long way. Shapewear is a $1 billion industry, and it's for both men and women.
So for the men who want to keep down, let's say you want a carnival, you want to put on your nice tight shirt, you want to make sure the belly. Obviously, if you have a
it's not a miracle.
Yeah, if the belly out there, you have to go walk chancellor to bring it down, right? But a slight stomach with the correct
shapewear.
Shapewear.
Yeah, or compression vest. So as you mentioned, walking chancellor, most of my male customers use the slimming vest to walk chancellor, to exercise, to use daily to go to work instead of wearing your normal cotton vest. Why not wear a compression vest? Because it traps the sweat on the inside. So it's a slimming technology, so it works for you while you work.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Usually where does one start when it comes to Select Fit with their journey? They will start with probably the compression vest first?
So what we do, we provide consultation because we ship all throughout the Caribbean. And so we have conversations with you. I video call persons, Guyana, Grenada, everywhere. And we look at what your life is like, what your daily routine is like. And from that, we provide information to you based on the products and what is best suited to meet your particular need. So customers might come in and say, oh, Michelle, my belly, I need a waist trainer. And then I have a conversation with you and my staff, and me say, listen, you actually need a full body faja for your inner thighs, your butt, your back fat. This is what would suit your body type.
Because I was not going to ask, what was shown just now, there was more for the upper body. There is indeed select fit for the lower body. Let's say somebody wants to keep it nice and tight and well round. To give that blissful bounce.
Correct.
To give that blissful bounce, yes.
Most shapewear is designed to give that blissful bounce because you use compression, you can't use compression on your rear end area, so you have to use a different fabric. So that's where the lifting comes in. But the technology in the fabric is, women we have, after 40, for most of us, gravity comes into play and things start to fall that wasn't falling before. But I work out like twice a week. I try to, and still, because I'm hitting 50 years old, 50 is chasing me. So I use compression garments, and it supports from knee straight up to over your chest, and nobody knows that you're wearing it. That's it.
So you can come in, I guess you could do a consultation, you could, could someone, are there samples to probably try? Because I know obviously this stuff goes like in intimate areas.
It's an intimate garment, so you have to be dressed appropriately to try the garment on. But customers are aware, women are aware, this is nothing new. And we fit you, we measure you, we size you, we discuss the fabric with you, and we fit you. We actually down on our knees on the ground and pulling things up on customers and hooking. I mean, it's a fantastic experience. So persons don't need to feel afraid, to come in and say, this is my problem area. Is nothing to make you feel, too much aware of yourself, because we treat you with love and with kindness and with respect. And we take care of you.
What are your opening hours in Val Park and also at South Park?
So we are open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Saturday. Before holidays, we open on a Sunday. And of course, as mentioned, we have a Shopify store. You can find us on Amazon, and we ship throughout the Caribbean.
Let's go through some of the pictures one more time, and you will just describe again what we're seeing on screen. Again, this is Select Fit Shapewear in time for the season.
These are full body fajas. As you see, we carry for every size. We carry up to 6XL. This is a waist trainer, vest type, so it covers your upper back. For those of you who don't want that, we have it for around the waist. This is what you call back support. We have the little back rolls, the little back fat that women are very aware of, so we use this. This is double layer compression with 4 rows of hooks in front, so that when you buy it, it lasts a long time.
What is this here? This kind of...
So this is a butt lifter, hip enhancer shapewear. So yeah, this one is a seamless jersey bodysuit shapewear. You could wear below your outfits to go to work, etc. if you don't want it to be too visible or too much compression. And as mentioned, we have for every size, for every woman, and men as well.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it's a fantastic line.
The strong man in the middle there, and that's for the workout kind of...
Correct. That's our 3-strap belt for men and women. Yeah, it's great support.
Okay.
Great back support. Persons who've had scoliosis, people who've had in accidents, they come and they purchase the belts as well.
How do they contact you in terms of call to book the appointment?
So we don't have to make an appointment. You can walk in, but customers like to call first. So you can call us at the South Park store, 221-5282, Val Park, 221-2683. Or you can just call Michelle, 798-9348.
Again, it's Select Fit Shapewear in time for the season. So I'm focusing on season, but it's beyond the season, obviously, this kind of addition to your clothes. But I know people, because they want to step out and look a certain way and lift and,
Confidence.
Yes.
Confidence.
And it's nothing that you have to go under the knife for. This is just, you could literally just make some adjustments and you're out. You're out and bad, as they say.
Yeah, so it's not specifically so much so for superficial. Because of the technology in the garment, it has slimming technology in it. So you would start off using probably a 3XL, and as time progresses, you will go down to 2XL, 1XL, of course, with diet and exercise.
Yeah.
So that's what we offer.
Owner of Select Fit Shapewear, Michelle Batiste, touching base for the Mind Your Business. Check her out today. All the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. We come back and get into our Poets Corner. Yes, inspiration via words. Up next. Yes.
this country real backward? You can't even report crimes online? Actually, since 2020, you could report your crimes online. And it's fast, easy, and secure. Let me show you how to do it in just a few simple steps. First, visit our official website at www.ttps.gov.tt. Then, click on Report a Crime, located at the top right corner of the homepage. After which, choose the option that suits your concern. Report a crime or report a suspicious or abandoned vehicle. Next, read the disclaimer, then fill out the form giving all the required information about the incident. Finally, once all required information is entered accurately, click Submit to send your report directly to the TTPS. Once your report is submitted, our Operations Command Center will review it and send it to the relevant division, branch, or section for classification and follow-up action. And yes, police officers will respond or communicate with you for more information in order to properly assess and take the necessary action. So the next time you need to report a crime or a suspicious vehicle, you don't even have to leave your home. Report it online and help us make our communities safer.
जब तक लल्ला पूरी तरह से ठीक ना हो जाए, हम में से कोई यहाँ से नहीं जाएगा।
हम भी चाहते हैं कि वीर जल्दी से ठीक हो जाए। ठाकुर साहब, हमारा लल्ला जिंदा है। इच्छा का मनहूस साया वापस नहीं आ।
Uttaran. Love, secrets, and surprises. Watch Uttaran weekdays at 6 p.m. on CNC3.
Some of us like to test limits, but there won't always be second chances. Obey the speed limits. Maybe you don't value your life, but others value theirs. A message from the TTPS.
Are you tired of the same old boring drive home from work? Look no further. Get ready for the ultimate after-work rush with Freedom 106.5 FM's The Overdrive with Davey. Mondays to Fridays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Let Davey take you on a thrilling ride of non-stop entertainment and education. He covers the topics of the day, delves into the latest food and lifestyle trends, and brings dynamic guests from exciting professions to share their professional stories and experiences. Take advantage of this energizing and engaging experience. Tune into Freedom 106.5 FM, Mondays to Fridays, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. for The Overdrive with Davey, the ultimate way to end your day with a bang.
For me, people matter most. It's the same if you hail from Moruga, where I'm from, Mount Irvin, Scarborough, or Port of Spain. As a journalist, I'm focused on building that connection between Trinidad, the region, and the world. Most importantly, I want always to use my voice as a powerful weapon to break down barriers wherever they exist. This is why we are where you are.
With me, Cheyenne Khalees, and I can safely say, you know, coming into the studio, her energy, her frequency, it's a really good vibration, and I look forward to her work this morning, her words of inspiration. It's Poets Corner, a safe space for all the spoken word artists, and she's our very first guest for 2026. So let me extend Happy New Year to you, Cheyenne. Great to see you, and thanks for coming on this morning.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me here.
Cheers, cheers. When did the actual journey start for you in terms of spoken word? Because you would have told me you're former bowler, you know, so, you know, you're into sports, I'm sure still very much into it, but you've now put a focus in a different direction. At what point it started for you?
Honestly, I've been writing spoken word as long as I can remember, because it's always been a healthy mode of expression for me. But in terms of properly performing and putting my best foot forward, you know, in the garden, as I would say that is spoken word, I would say 2025 has been that year for me.
So that's the first year, you would say, last year that you started to perform publicly, or you were performing publicly
No, I was
before?
performing publicly before. However, I think I really started to take it seriously, you know, last year, and really try to maximize on that opportunity. So 2025 is what I would call a planting year, you know.
That was like your breakout year, really?
Yeah, sort of like a debut, exactly.
Did you put your hat at all in any of the competition rings last year, or even if not last year, plan to do that this year?
I plan on doing that this year, God spares life, if God spares life. But I would say last year I was more so exploring the difference between ego and spirit. And I believe that as an artist, we have responsibilities. The experience is for the artist, but the artist for the people. So I really and truly wanted to explore grounding, understanding my craft, and being mindful with what I represent and present unto people. So last year was more so, again, a planting season and a grounding season. So this year I feel a bit more equipped to share and potentially compete. Because there's a lot of talent locally.
No, plenty. I mean, every single Friday I get a chance to experience all the different spoken word artists, the different styles and delivery. But there's one question I ask every artist. At what point do you know you've come to the end of a piece of work, a work of art? Is there ever truly a full stop on something that you write?
Well, I think that innovation is something, and improvement is something that is continuous in nature. So if I wake up this morning, I think sometimes I might be more satisfied with a piece because of the state of mind that I'm in today, versus if I were to read it tomorrow and I learn something a bit more new than or novel than I did yesterday. You know, so your state of mind is subject to change and evolve. So I would say it really and truly depends on you, your condition, and what you're hoping to gain from the piece.
Indeed. What seems to be the overarching theme? What seems to be your focal point when you write?
I see my writing as my ability to express the things that I understand and my relationship with my creator. So when I write, I try to be responsible and express things that are meaningful to people, things that could help people in real time, real life issues, and help us to navigate then the things that we face, the challenges we go through, and to maintain healthy and meaningful connections.
And today's piece is called Thinking.
Yes.
yeah. Well, I want to take it in. By all means, the floor is yours. Cheyenne making her TV debut with us, and she says this year is going to be the year you're going to hear the name call in competitions and call on that in the garden, as it were, with the spoken word garden, the space. Cheyenne, the floor is yours. Take it away.
Thank you so much. In short, I am requesting time off because time bought ought to reflect time spent, because common sense is not enough change to pay me to vent about energy lent to this establishment whose sickly form could hardly encompass my reality, the capacity within which I feel sick. I sick, but no amount of Vicks could summon a healing breath, because yes, I sick, except I have no cold, just a chest of jaws that stores excuses so as to conceal how hard it is for me to show up to work for this 8:30. I sick of the way my morning is split between trying to pray and trying to beat the heavy traffic on track greets and boarding maxis amidst people who forget how to say morning. I talking about seasons that threaten my spirit's garden, designed to harden my heart against the Father after even the simplest of tasks seem laden with chins concerned with the art of strife. But lest I dash my feet against such stones, angels rescue me. For I am greater in Elohim than they that lean on iniquity. Every Pharaoh assigned to my destiny shall be confined to an Egypt, i.e. unable to corrupt my peace. So as difficult as things may seem, there are boundaries between my life and the enemy. Despite what form deception assumes, I am unavailable for the enemy's use firm. Are the roots whose trees bear my spirit's fruits, and so gratitude is the vibration I exude. I felt sick in the spirit when I saw the limits placed on the potential of the days God's gifts. But by his stripes I am healed, like new wineskins for new wine to be poured into. So my vision is restored and my temple renewed. I felt sick when I saw mankind diminish the image of God's likeness and replace it with caricatures they imagine. But I humble my soul with fasting and sought Adonai's understanding. So when I get to thinking about said abominations, I pray prayers of intercession for healing to come upon nations that conjure distractions against repentance. In short, I sought time off to follow Jesus. Thank you.
Right. So, Sean, so I would imagine part of what you do too is kind of faith-based. It's based on your own personal faith and relationship with the Almighty.
Yes, it is indeed, because He's the essence of all and everything. And again, the art is for people and the experience behind that creation of artists for the artist. The things He inspires me to understand, and
That's right. So in terms of the social media presence, have you gone through the process of recording your work, putting it up, or is that a kind of expression you're going to do this year?
All right, so I would say it's a journey that I've started, but one I hope to sort of refine this year, to develop a greater presence, because I'm not the most media-oriented person, but I do see the relevance, because again, the artist for the people, and that's the positioning of a lot of people these days.
Yeah, that's the medium platform, the portal, to reach more people. What's your message? What's your focus for 2026? What's a message, words of inspiration you want to leave us with as we enter this new calendar year?
I would like to remind people to live in love, because I think it's a simple message that we tend to overlook. And we must remember that complexity is derived from the arrangement of a bunch of simple things. And I like to approach it as a mango seed. If you keep pelting mango seed out your window, a mango tree is what you could expect. And it's the same with love. What you put out is what you're in line to receive then. So yeah, live in love, as cliche as it seems.
No, I love it. We're gonna accept that and let that be the focus. Shan, much love.
Nice to meet you, and thank you for having me here.
Oh no, it's been a real tremendous pleasure and joy. I felt your energy and frequency from the time you walk in. You feel something and you have it. And probably, I'm sure during the course of the year we'll touch base again, because if you said you're gonna put your hat in the competition ring with all the poetry slam and the different showcase, the bread and butter competitions, those signature competitions, I'm sure you'll come back to perform a piece. So
I hope so, God's willing. Thank you so much.
Let's put it in the atmosphere one time. With that being said, we're gonna take that pause and get into some gospel music. We have some beautiful inspiration, and I think it's important to start the year this way on that particular tip, because I'm sure going into next week and beyond, we're gonna have lots of different artists within the carnival space. But it's important to remember the reason we're here and to give thanks for the moment. Some gospel music will take us up until 8 o'clock.
Mándame a pasar, un pase adelante, mándame a pasar.
Fires are unpredictable and can escalate rapidly.
Making the wrong decision can cost you all your possessions and even your life.
In the event of a fire, you can either fight or flight.
Small fires should be extinguished using an extinguisher by trained personnel only.
However, if a fire reaches the ceiling, do not attempt to fight the fire. You should evacuate immediately using the following steps.
Raise an alarm.
Call the fire service at 990.
Evacuate. Move briskly. Do not run, as this can create panic.
Never go in search of possessions.
Assemble at the muster point. Conduct a roll call to ensure everyone is accounted for.
Give the results of the roll call and other relevant information to the fire service personnel on arrival.
Remember, fire safety begins with you.
Parents will do it. They'll go to work, have a day, bro, and come on and take that stress out on you.
Welcome to another episode of Manhood.
everybody will do what they need to do to get what they want.
And if they can't fit in to the norms, then what they have to do, they're surviving.
Not everybody wants to kill me because I might be all kind of thing, but I think I'm a good person.
The aspect of a mentor seeing something in you that you can't see in yourself.
Check yourself, because you shaped that generation.
Are we losing in many ways the values?
Since I have this Parkinson's diagnosis, there's a group, a very small type group, who will always look after me.
Name something you know exists even if you can't see it.
Ghost.
Ghost.
Good answer, Mom.
Bigfoot. Bigfoot.
Family Feud. Wrong answers and non-stop laughs. Join the madness on Family Feud. Weekdays at 5:30 p.m. only on CNC3.
This is more than just music. This is where you find the best of TNT. This is more than just a vibe. This is where Bollywood gets a twist. This is more than just energy. This is Bhangra and indie pop too. This is the mix. This is the life. Lock on or log on now. Sangeet 106.1 FM. This is authentic East Indian radio. This is us.
Some of us like to test limits, but there won't always be second chances. Obey the speed limits. Maybe you don't value your life, but others value theirs. A message from the TTPS.
Get the story first. Want to know what's happening in news, sports, or crime? Get the CNC3 app. As the story breaks, CNC3 is there giving you the story first on your mobile device. Be connected to the most trusted and reliable news source, CNC3. Access your world with just a tap. The CNC3 app. Download it today.
The fact that they ask the questions, those challenging questions that no other media house would ask. So, shed light on those things that are in the dark, those stories that no one else wants to cover.
I grew up reading The Guardian, actually. It's a household name.
About The Guardian, one thing that I like, the human interest stories have increased.
See the investigative pieces on the human trafficking. I find that very interesting.
You go more in depth.
On sports, especially local sports, and that's one of my highlights for The Guardian.
Yeah, I've been in Ghana since The Guardian started coming out, started working. I was a newspaper man.
The stories that are being covered are well detailed and you get more facts.
Also, I think the editorials, I think they're doing a good job and they're speaking the truth, and they're challenging the government to make things better.
Me in particular, of recently, the last 2-3 months, I've been reading The Guardian. I'm seeing a lot of news about the neighborhoods and the communities, and I even saw my community featured, and I was proud.
Oh, The Guardian.
The Guardian?
Guardian.
Trinidad
Guardian.
The Guardian.
The Guardian.
Trinidad Guardian.
The Guardian is my first choice.
And as promised, we're going to start the year on that tip of reflection and of giving thanks, and with the word, and as they said in the beginning was the word, and Sterling Roberts is here to touch base gospel artist, a man who explores different genres within the gospel space, and we're going to get a beautiful song, some delivery today of that particular message. I want to extend New Year greetings to you, my brother.
Blessings, bro.
Blessings, blessing.
It's an honor.
It is. Same here. Southman like myself.
Yeah.
Central region. Before we even get into the music, I want to just talk about the merch. I'm loving what I'm seeing here. This hoodie is this hard. I love the fit.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah, this is part of the SRM clothing line. Official merch, SRM merch hoodies. And we have other things that we are putting into place, especially for this year.
Where can folks, get cop their own hoodie and stuff?
Okay, well, they could reach us at sterlingrobertsmusic@gmail.com. Everything is basically Sterling Roberts Music, easy to streamline. For your orders, you could get us on our social platforms at Sterling Roberts Music, and you can reach out to us, and we'll be able to facilitate your
the orders and stuff. Is it that you have a nice little team you work with, or is it more or less some people really, it's like a one-man show when they start off and they kind of take a lot on their shoulders?
Initially it was a one-man thing, but then people started to partner with the vision, and I'm just so thankful that they saw the vision, they'll be a part of it. So it's like a team now, where we have our warehouse, where we have the stuff, we make sure you have the sizes, the colors, and you can be able to make the orders, and we get it to you within the week.
Fantastic. So that's the merch and that's the clothing, but let's focus now on what Sterling is here for, which is the music. I got the mic in my blazers, normally whip it out, right? So we're going to explore, from what I understand, 2 songs today, but somewhere in between, I would definitely want to get all the social media details so that we could, of course, follow it in our own time. And so this is yours, my friend. It's performance time. Which one are you going to do for us first this morning?
We could do Rock Solid. I think it's a nice reggae tune, and I really hoping that it really blesses people.
Well, hey, Rock Solid. Sterling is in the building to give us music and just give us some ministry on this first Friday in January 2026. Take it away, Sterling. Enjoy.
Yeah, man.
Blessings. Oh, yeah. Jesus, you are rock out here. All right. The song of the righteous, Hey. Your part coming up now. Those who trust in the Most High say, says nothing can move them. No. The rock is solid and his walls are high. He's built like walls around Jerusalem. Get the first verse now. The wicked won't violate, no. The righteous with violence. No need for me to stand up against them. Evil will not remain over the righteous case. Like Romans 8, what can separate me? Oh, yeah. Those who trust in the Most High say, says nothing can move them. All right. The rock is solid and his walls are high. He's built like walls from Jerusalem. Hear this. So no matter what them try, they can penetrate the hill that surrounds you. Covered at every side, still can penetrate the hill that surrounds me. Yeah. Jehovah is my guide, still can penetrate the hill that surrounds me. Cause presence brings peace that surrounds me, and your glory's around me. Thank you, Father, you love me. Those who trust in the Most High, you'll say, high. Says nothing can move them. Out in TV land, just lift your hands right there. Rock solid mountain. You know who's that, right? Jesus, you are. Over Trinidad for this year, 2026. We want to make sure that you are protected, your family's protected, the nation is protected. Just wave your hands right there. Come on. You are the rock solid. My great cornerstone. You are Jesus. You are the rock solid. Let me see your rock. Jesus, you are Jesus. You are the rock solid. Jesus, you are Jesus. You are the rock solid. Yeah. And nothing can move him, so we will not be moved. Hey.
How are we going to find you online, bro, in terms of just, your online presence and find your music?
Sterling Roberts Music on all social platforms. The music is out on all digital stores, digital platforms. Sterling Roberts Music. Email same. sterlingrobertsmusic@gmail.com. You can reach out to us through that.
And it's rock solid. Any major, before we get into the final song, really quick, any major performances, any stage you're going to be on soon, any kind of concert plans for this year?
Yeah, this year is a lot of plans because since even the international awards and stuff happened years ago, we really feel like we want to really connect with people, with the supporters, and bring people on the journey with us. So this year has a lot of stuff carded.
Stay on the socials to stay up to speed with all the developments. Deliverer, this is the man. Still in. Well, take us out in style. Final step of the show before we officially pull the curtains down. But our first Friday for 2026. And what a way to end off with that, just giving thanks and putting a good word out there.
Yeah, man.
Do your thing, man.
Man. Thanks so much.
This is the second track,
This is the second track called Deliverer.
Deliverer.
Yeah.
He's going to deliver. The Deliverer. Take it in. Enjoy.
All right, put your hands together right there. Yeah. Get the words right. Oh, Father, Lord, I thank you for the things that you saved me from are countless. I know you rescued me out of distress, 'cause I can see the sun arising. Undefeated as he's seated at the right hand evermore. I remember when you rescued me from clay. You said that I'll defend you and I'll be okay. I came to raise up a banner. In praise, Yahweh became my standard. You're my deliverer, you fight for me. My deliverer, you fight for me. Oh, Father, Lord, I thank you for the things that you saved me from are countless. Yeah, they are countless. I know you rescued me out of distress, 'cause I could see the sun arising. Undefeated as he's seated at the right hand evermore. I remember when you rescued me from clay. You said that I'll defend you and I'll be okay. I came to raise up a banner. In praise, Yahweh became my standard. My deliverer, you fight for me. My deliverer, you fight for me. My deliverer, whoa. My deliverer. Strong town. Deliverer. My deliverer.
The Morning Brew is brought to you by Omega XL. Live long, stay strong.